The purpose of this video is to help teachers explore and develop new ways of assessing their secondary dance physical education classes. Assessment is important because it challenges the program's congruency to national and state standards. It measures a student's starting level, how they are improving, and what they need more help in, and their overall status. Assessment also helps teachers see how effective their lessons and teaching style really is. Based on the results, they are able to make modifications to their lessons and units. This in turn supports student learning experience. Assessment is important in secondary dance unit because it will ensure that the lesson objectives and student learning is directly related to state and national standards. It will keep track of a student's psychomotor, cognitive, health-related, and affective progress. By assessing our students, we can understand to what extent a student is able to perform the dance moves, explain the basic steps of each dance, work cooperatively with the partner, and which dance they are interested in most. For our dance unit, we have 6 overall unit objectives. The students will be able to perform at least 3 of 5 social dances. Students will be able to explain the basic steps of at least 3 of 5 social dances. Students will demonstrate an understanding of the history of at least 3 dances. The students will be able to work cooperatively and appropriately with multiple dance partners. Students will discover one dance they value and will possibly continue outside of class. And the students will engage in moderate cardiovascular activity throughout the unit. Because this is an exploratory dance unit, our 15-day block plan is broken into 3-day blocks per dance for a total of 5 dances. Each dance subunit will mirror the same format. This format includes: on day 1 of each dance subunit, there will be an overview of the history of the dance and an intro to the basic steps. On day 2, there will be an overview of the basic steps. There will be additional steps added, and partner dance will begin. Lastly, on day 3, there will be partner dance with music added and a partner dance in front of the entire class. Each dance subunit will follow this format. For assessment purposes, we will highlight a few specific objectives. The first, health-related objective. Students will participate in moderate cardiovascular activity by exercising at 50 to 70% of their max heart rate. Our psychomotor objective will be: students will be able to demonstrate 3 of 4 skill cues associated with the cha-cha-cha. Our third objective, our cognitive objective, students will demonstrate an understanding of the history of the cha-cha-cha by scoring an 80% or higher on the quiz. Finally, our last objective, our affective objective, students will demonstrate value for dance by journaling their experiences at the end of class. For our fitness self-assessment, we have created a heart rate tracker worksheet. When the students enter the class, the teacher will pass out heart rate monitors and worksheets to all students. Before any activity is started, the students will fill out their target heart rate, which would be a transfer of knowledge they learned from a fitness unit previously. Then in the middle of the class, after they have engaged in activity, the teacher will stop the class and have them record their heart rate during activity. At the end of class, the students will once again check their heart rate and fill out their post-heart rate. They need to decide if they have achieved a moderate cardiovascular workout during the lesson by looking at their heart rate tracker. This worksheet will tell the teacher if the students achieved a moderate cardiovascular workout, as well as their understanding of what it means to have a moderate cardiovascular workout. For our psychomotor objective, we'll use a peer assessment, in which students will take turns, one being the dancer and the other being the observer. This is the rating scale that every observer will fill out. On the bottom is the criteria for each step in the dance. Each observer will mark off if their partner was able to complete each step always, sometimes, or if they haven't been able to do so yet. At the end of the class, each group of partners will be given the opportunity to discuss with one another what improvements need to be made based off of the rating scale that they used. A written test will be used to assess our cognitive objective. After the teacher teaches a lesson on the history of the dance on day 1, a test will be given to them on day 2 of the unit. A score of 70 or higher is desirable. The short test can look something like this. For our affective self-assessment, we have created a journal prompt for the students to answer after completing each dance subunit. They are asked to reflect on their experiences with each social dance. We then give them questions to consider, such as, how well did you and your partner work together? What were the easy aspects and difficult aspects of each dance? Is this a dance that you enjoy? Will you use this dance in the future? This will help the student themselves as well as the teacher realize which dance the student enjoyed most. On the first day, we will use the command model of instruction. Since this is most likely the first time they have been exposed to the dance, this model gives the students an opportunity to see the skill performed accurately and observe the critical elements of the task. On the second day, we will use the practice model of instruction. This gives the students a chance to practice and for us to give them feedback on their dancing. On the last day, we will use the guided discovery teaching model. Since they are going to create a performance, we will allow them to work together and decide what they are going to do in their routine. Some reliability and validity issues can be students cheating on tests by looking at each other's papers, falsifying heart rates by lying about what they got on their heart rate tracker, assessing partners poorly because they either like their partner or have an issue with them. Unthoughtful journal entries may occur because they see them as meaningless. Some ways these issues can be solved is to spread students out or give a number of different exams with mixed questions. Oral exams are also an option. When using the heart rate tracker, you could also have them work in partners in order to have some kind of accountability system. In order to avoid favoritism or a person giving another student a bad grade just because they don't like them, you can change partners every dance to get a more accurate reading. Lastly, in an effort to prevent unthoughtful responses in journals, you can stress the importance of the journals and be responsive in your comments back to the students. We believe our block plan and assessments offer a structured plan that will result in students getting the most out of classes. By keeping the structure the same for all 5 dances, the students will have to think less about what they need to do, allowing their attention to be focused on learning. Each objective was directly aligned with the NASP standards. Assessment is important to physical education across America because it continues to ensure quality education institutions and a more successful future for the children we serve. Oh yeah, use those hands. Pete's nice and active.
Yeah, so Pete's a really tall guy, and Kevin's not so tall.
Point at you like you're... Okay, go down. Talk, Ryan.
Hey, Pete. What's up, man? How's it going? I'm gonna lead you in some stretches now. Yeah.